Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Goddess Enchantments channel. I'm Claire, and today we are going to be talking about having a spiritual morning routine. I will also do an evening routine as a follow-up to this video. Now, I've been running Goddess Enchantments since 2006, and in all that time, one of the questions I must have got asked the most, one of the problems people have come to me for problem solving for, is always having time for some sort of spiritual practice, feeling they don't have time, feeling disconnected from their spirituality because they just have so much going on in their mundane life, if you like, which is just another way of distinguishing between when you're doing actual spiritual things and when you're just going through the routine that we go through of work, take the kids to school, dinner, feed the pets, blah blah blah. So in this video, I'm going to share with you some really quick and easy routines that you can do in the morning that won't actually interrupt your routine. So there'll be none of, oh, wait, everyone's got to leave me alone for an hour, I need to go sit and meditate. There's going to be none of that here. Now, if you are someone who has time for daily long amounts of practice, that's really brilliant. If you are someone that doesn't, which is the majority of people, then this might be something that interests you and that you can pick and choose what suits you and works for you. Because so many people say to me, Claire, I have time to, do my full moon ritual or set intentions at the new moon. Or I have a lot of people that buy my subscription box and that will be their monthly ritual and journey in one where they take time for themselves. And that's all the time that they can set aside per month. They can't go every day and sit for 2 hours at an altar. But that doesn't mean that you need to be disconnected from your spiritual path, that you can't be doing your energy work, which at the moment, with all the shifts going on, with the planets doing what they're doing, we need more than ever. So I'm going to give you two kind of morning routines here, and then hopefully you will fit into one or the other, or you can take bits and kind of make your own routine from what I'm going to give you. So the first one is my actual morning routine, and this will suit anyone who gets up in the morning, showers, and then sits down to do their hair, do makeup, any kind of that kind of routine before you're going to head out of the house. Then I'm going to give you a different routine for if you're someone that has even less time than that and you're on a much quicker schedule. So let's start off with my routine. First thing I do in the morning, like a lot of people I think, is get up, go downstairs, make some breakfast and have a cup of tea. Some people have tea, some people have coffee. Now what I like to do is choose a different herbal tea in the morning depending on what I'm going to have going on that day. So for example, if I'm like, okay, today's going to be a really busy day, there could be some stress involved, then I might choose to have myself a lavender and chamomile tea. If it's going to be a day where I'm going to need a lot more energy, then I'm going to choose a more energizing herbal tea. And you would simply go about making your breakfast, make the tea, then while the tea bag's steeping, just place your hand over the top of the tea bag and set your intention for that tea. So you can ask, for example, if you're doing the chamomile and lavender, that chamomile and lavender support your day ahead and help bring you calm, peace and tranquility throughout the day. Simple, boom, done. You have then got a charged up herbal tea that you can have with your breakfast. It hasn't taken anything out of your time or your routine. Now, the next thing I like to do is to go and take a shower, wash my hair, all of that sort of thing. Now, this can be done whether you're taking a shower, whether you're taking a bath, or even if you are just having a wash in the morning, whatever it is that you are using water for, doesn't matter. For my purposes, I'm going to say shower. So I keep in my bathroom a burner And I use the charcoal free resin burners. I don't use charcoal in my practice. So if you'd like to know more about that, you can check out my video all about incense. But I keep that in the bathroom. You can keep an incense stick holder if you'd prefer that, or you can also use a diffuser or a oil burner. It's completely up to you what method you want. Obviously crack the bathroom window. I do not recommend using charcoal full stop for this though, because it will create a ton of smoke and you're likely going to have your bathroom door shut. Even with a window open, you don't want to be smoking yourself out. That's not the idea of this. So I choose frankincense for this. You could shake that up if it doesn't work for you, but there are reasons I use frankincense. So I place 1 or 2 tears of frankincense resin onto my resin burner and I light up the tea light. First thing I do when I go in the bathroom. It's taken me seconds. I now get in the shower. And as I'm going through my shower routine, so that might be washing your hair, washing yourself, whatever that may be, still go about all that routine. For none of this do you need to stop. So there's no moment you have to be like, okay, I need to stop now and concentrate on this. It can all be done at the same time. So as you're doing your routine in the shower, just connect in with that water element, allow it to flow over you. Again, bath, wash, however you're doing it, and connect in with that, asking it to purify and clear and cleanse your auric field, any energies that do not serve your highest good from the previous day and from the night. Allow those to be washed away by the water. Now, could you get up and smudge yourself? You absolutely can, but a lot of people do not like to smudge in the morning, especially if you're going out to work or if you're taking the kids to school, because sage is quite clingy and it just becomes something you have to set aside and go do, even using an aura spray, although you could do that if you wanted and had time. But I like to use the elements I have around me that are already in my routine. So I will work with that water to clear all of that off as I'm using my shower gels, as I am washing my hair and doing that process. The next thing I do is get out the shower, and this whole time my frankincense resin has been in the background, just really gently smoking away. So the water has cleared and cleansed everything, and then we're using the really high vibration of frankincense. It is up there, one of the most highest vibration things you can use for this, as well as the element of air to really raise our vibration, to help us to be positive for the day ahead, to call in protection and luck and abundance. Frankincense does all of that. It helps us connect with source energy, however you see that. So you're, in a sense, giving yourself an actual shower and a wash, but you're also giving yourself a frankincense bath at the same time. Now, like I said, you can use the resin, you can use a pure natural frankincense incense stick, or you can use a couple of drops of frankincense essential oil in an oil burner. Again, not taking any extra time. So get out the shower. I finished doing like face cream, sunscreen, whatever else that I need to be doing. And then I will obviously blow that out. And then I head to my vanity to go and do my hair and my makeup. So as I sit down and start laying everything out that I need, I will put both feet firm on the floor and send my roots down into the ground so that I can start my grounding process for the day. So as your roots, you visualize them coming out of your feet, going down. It can go through whatever building you're in. You don't need to be on the ground. You don't need to have your feet on earth. Send your roots down through until they make that connection with the dirt that is below you. And then you can send those roots out through the dirt, connecting with Gaia and earth energy. And then as you breathe in, you're bringing in that grounding, stabilizing, healing energy. And as you breathing out, you are releasing anything that you don't need to be holding on to. Now, while you're doing that, you literally can do that not stopping. And you'll find that maybe at first, if this is something you're not used to having a grounding practice, you may need to stop just for a minute to concentrate. But eventually you'll literally be able to sit down, be fiddling with things, and send those roots down and start the grounding process. So once I have done that and I'm fully connected with the earth and I'm going about putting on my makeup and all of the other stuff, that is routine to me. Every single day I do my hair and I put my makeup on. So I can now allow myself to go into a meditative state. So here is where you fit in some meditation, which depending on how long you have, maybe it takes you 10 minutes to get this sort of thing ready in the morning. Maybe you have half an hour. It doesn't matter how long you have. You may have heard of walking meditation, and that is basically going outside and walking. And you can be walking up the street, you can be walking through the woods, it really doesn't matter. And you allow yourself to really soften, to kind of release any kind of thoughts, and just allow yourself to go blank, and it becomes a walking meditative process. You can call in your guides to ask if there's any guidance for the day you need to hear. But you can do this, it doesn't have to be walking. You can do it during anything except for driving. Would not recommend doing this while driving. But you can sit there doing makeup, doing hair, whatever it is. And I get some of my best messages and guidance while doing this now because I've become so practiced at it that I am already aware before I get there to sit down that this is what's going to happen. My body's ready, I'm ready, my guides are ready, sitting waiting just for me to open up so I can hear more clearly. And you'll find that as you do this and it becomes routine, then that becomes the thing for you as well, because it's only by repeating that we can open ourselves up more easily. Just like you need to practice meditating and journey work. It's not something that comes natural to everyone. So while I am doing my makeup, I am doing my hair, I'm not thinking about it because it's something I know how to do, that's easy to me to do. I have my roots in the earth grounding, and I am meditating and receiving any messages and guidance that I need in that moment. Once I'm done, if my guides have been there, I thank them for their presence. If I've just been meditating, then obviously I bring my awareness back to what I'm doing, looking at everything on my desk. I will then call up my roots and give thanks to Gaia for her stabilizing energy. And then I will get up and get ready to get dressed and go about my business. Just gonna have a little drink. You know I'm not gonna edit this out. Oh, I wonder if it picked that up. That was a train or something. Anyway, here nor there. So, we have already achieved a lot in a very short amount of time. It never feels rushed because it fits in with how much time you have. If you have 5 minutes in the shower, that's how long you have in the shower. Your frankincense is burning. The water's cleansing. The water can cleanse you within seconds. You don't need to be in there for half an hour to do this process. If you're literally going in to your bedroom and you are putting on a bit of mascara, putting on a bit of lippy and tying your hair up in a ponytail, that's enough time for you to ground yourself. You might want to do the part of the other routine if you're going to be there for that short of time. But everything else, the tea, it hasn't taken you any extra time whatsoever out of your morning so far. Now, here's the only time when you're going to need 3 minutes more maybe. So, people will often say to me, I want to work with crystals every day, but I just don't have time to go and find crystals every morning, and which ones am I going to work with? And if I don't know crystals yet, I have to look up their properties and this, that, and the other. Keep a bowl. Can be a pretty bowl, a functional bowl, whatever kind of bowl you would like, of tumblestones. And keep them somewhere in the morning you have to go. So if it's to pick up your keys off of the table down by the front door, put it there. if you have to go and get something from the kitchen, if it's easier to have it on your vanity, wherever is easy for you, that's somewhere you're already going to be going on your way out the door or on your way to getting started with your day. Go up to that bowl, just place your hand over top, ask which crystal or crystals you should be working with for that day that's going to help you most, that's going to align with your energy stream, and then just intuitively pick however many it is you want to work with out of the bowl. Put them in your bra, in your socks, in your pocket, wherever it is that you like to keep your crystals. You can also do this with gemstone jewelry. Just keep it in a little, I don't think it's with me, right? Oh, it is. Yes. I have a little box like this. It's nothing super fancy. This was a Christmas gift, I don't know, like 3 or 4 years ago from someone, family member. And I keep my gemstone jewelry in there. So it's all sitting here like this. And what was that reflecting? It's like hemp oil. Oh, it's here. I'm like, what's it reflecting? And it's this big bowl of hemp oil that I'm working with. I've literally just pushed everything to the back so that I could film a video for you, because I'm in the middle of work. And then I was like, do you know, I need to get this video done. It's really important to get it done. So I have this little box, and you can do the same thing with this. I can open my box. I can be like, okay, I've got this going on today. Which jewelry do I need? And intuitively pick my jewelry. So that is 2 ways you can work jewelry or tumble stones, and it is literally going to take you 60 seconds out of your routine to pick your crystals for the day. And people are always like, yeah, but Claire, do I need to spend longer? How accurate is that going to be? And most people find it's actually way more accurate than if they sat down and did a ton of research. So actually do it, take those crystals with you, and then come and research it in the evening. And you'll probably find that those crystals aligned with exactly what happened during your day, because you are not using your conscious mind. You're not overthinking it. You're not like, oh, what crystal should I use? Let's look it up in the book. Let's Google it. Instead, your intuition and your guides are just leading you to what you need to work with, and you're not putting all that thought into it. So that's how you can pick your crystals for the day. So at this point, you can just go and start your day. You have cleansed and cleared yourself. You have raised your vibration. You have grounded yourself. You have had a small meditation, connected with your guides, received any messages you need for the day. You have got your crystals with you for the day. And you've worked with your herbs if you choose to do the herbal tea thing. I know some people have to have their coffee. It's fine if that's you. But if you do the herbal tea thing, it really does help your day. And if you're interested in herbs, building a relationship with them and really learning their energy and correspondences, doing the morning tea is a really great way to do it. And you can also do that practice in the evening too. So that is one option for you. Now, option number 2 is if you are on an even quicker schedule, or if you're a guy or a girl, it doesn't matter which, that doesn't faff with their hair in the morning and doesn't put on any makeup in the morning. So you're not going to be having any time sitting at a vanity. You're literally just going to be doing the shower situation or the sink situation, whatever your wash situation may be. So the tea still applies. The frankincense in the bathroom still applies. The using your water to purify and cleanse still applies. Now, where things change here is when you have gotten out of your shower. You can leave the frankincense going a little bit longer if you want. And while you are doing your teeth, putting on your moisturizer, whatever extra bathroom routine that you have once you've done the washing part, even while you're towel drying yourself, you can actually start this when you begin towel drying yourself. That would be when you send your roots down and do your grounding. So your grounding takes place in the bathroom at the same time, just while you're doing your extra things. Now, as for the meditation part, for you, if you're literally someone that's, like I say, in the bathroom, getting clean, getting towel dried, teeth, the rest of it, clothes on, then you're going to be out the door. You can still do the crystal thing. But for your actual meditation time, then you can, if you're walking to the bus stop or to the train, you can do a walking meditation. If you're going to be sitting on a train, on a bus, in a cab, you can fit that in there. The only people that are going to have a little bit of trouble with the morning meditation is if you are out of the shower and straight into the car driving. Because like I said, the meditation side of things is not for driving. So any other one you can do if you are sitting on the bus. It's just going to take a little bit more practice if you are going to be doing it on public transport, because there's a lot of stimulus around you. People are talking, people are on their mobile phones, you know, there's a lot of noise. So it will take you a little bit longer. You don't close your eyes during this kind of meditation, so you don't have to worry about other people thinking, you know, have they taken a nap? If you are someone who likes to close their eyes on the bus or the train, you can do it with your eyes closed, but there's absolutely no need. And you will just take a little bit longer for you to really soften and get used to blocking out that background noise, because you're going to have, like I say, more stimulus than if you were at home doing it. But you can come really proficient at it. I learned at a very young age to do my meditation on the bus. When I used to, before I owned Goddess Enchantments, and I used to go to work and get the bus every day, then my meditation would be on the bus. And it took me a little while to get used to it, but as soon as you have learned, that's your main obstacle, is the people around you and blocking them out. If you've got a quiet day on the bus, you'll find it's like super easy to do. But if it's a really busy one, then it's a little bit harder. But again, if it becomes part of your routine, it's not taking up any extra amount of time whatsoever. And you can literally be doing your meditation on the bus, on the train, and while walking. Now, if you are someone who is going to be driving, one note actually about walking meditation. If you're going to be walking the kids to school, and then obviously walking back again, I recommend walking the kids to school and then doing your walking meditation on the way back, because obviously when it's your own children, they're going to be interacting with you. It's going to be pretty impossible to do walking meditation while you're walking the kids to school. So wait till you've dropped them off and then do it on the way home. Now, if you are driving to work, you have a couple of options really. One is somehow trying to fit it into your at-home routine, which could be difficult. But two is if you could manage just to get to work 5 or 10 minutes earlier than you're meant to, you could sit in the car for 5 minutes and do your meditation then. But of course, if you can spare the 5 minutes there, you could spare the 5 minutes at home, and then because some people are a bit self-conscious about sitting in their car if other people are around them, and do it at home. You only need 5-10 minutes. That's all you need. People have got into quite a habit these days of thinking that every single meditation needs to be an hour long. And you've got to remember, meditation is not journey work. And I have a video on that as well, so you can always go and watch that one if you're interested in that. But if you are journeying, you are going in for a purpose, you are going somewhere specific. They are often longer, half an hour plus. If you are meditating, you are simply clearing your mind of debris, and you may also use this time to communicate with your guides. So there is no time limit on that. You can do it for 5 minutes, or you can meditate for an hour. It's completely up to you and completely up to the amount of time that you have. But these are really simple ways to do spiritual practice without it taking time out of your day. Now, does this mean that you're never going to need to sit down at your altar or do a long journey? No. But does it mean that every day you're doing that bit of energy work so that you can make sure you're starting your day in the best possible way, that you are feeling connected to your spirituality, and that you are working with your tools such as herbs, such as resins, such as crystals, such as the elements, and in such a simple way, really. But just because it's simple doesn't mean it's not magical. We've got into like this system that I see a lot of, unless there's 50 steps to it, well, you can't be doing a spiritual enough job. And it's just not the case. You just don't need to do that every single day. And if it's a case of doing a practice like this and feeling connected and having your energy field be really strong so you're not getting affected by negative energy of other people or stress and anxiety, isn't that better to have some practice than be like, well, I can't dedicate an hour and a half a day, so I'm not going to do any at all, and I'm going to feel completely disconnected. So I really hope that you have enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you have, please do hit that subscribe button, hit the bell next door to it, and it will alert you when I put up any new videos. Give this video a thumbs up. You can come over and join my closed Facebook group. I am live in there at least once a week for much longer videos than I am on here. There is lots of free videos pre-recorded there as well as the live. So we have lots of things going on over there. I will put the link below in the drop down box. So just press the little drop down arrow under this video and there will be a link to the Facebook group. There will be a link to my website as well. So that is it from me. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Blessed be.